Greeting everyone and welcome to Yazenkom channel. In this video, we'll break down what a PTW system is, why it's crucial for workplace safety, and how it works step by step. Whether you're new to this concept or looking to enhance your knowledge, this guide is for you. First, we'll explore the basics, what a PTW system is and why industries rely on it. What is a PTW system? A permit to work PTW system. It is a formalized safety framework used in industries to manage potentially hazardous work activities. It serves as a structured approach to ensure that jobs are carried out safely by identifying risks, controlling hazards, and ensuring proper authorization before any task begins. Why do industries rely on PTW systems? The answer to that question will bring you to this main points. Number 1. Safety assurance. 2. Regulatory compliance. 3. Risk management. Safety assurance means ensures all high-risk activities are performed safely. Regulatory compliance helps in adhering to legal and organizational safety regulations. Risk management means is to identifies and mitigates potential risks associated with high-risk activities. What are the components of the PTW system? Components of the PTW system. 1. Hazard identification and risk assessment. 2. Authorization and control. 3. Communication and coordination. 4. Monitoring and review. 5. Closing the permit and post-work evaluation. Hazard identification and risk assessment. This means identify hazards and assess risks before starting the work. Next, authorization and control. That means issue a permit to authorize the work under control conditions. Communication and coordination is to ensure all parties involved are aware of the hazards and controls. Monitoring and review. This means continuously monitor and review the work to ensure compliance with the permit. Closing the permit and post-work evaluation. This is to close the permit and evaluate the work done for safety and compliance. Imagine a scenario where a team needs to repair equipment in a confined space. Without a PTW system, workers might unknowingly enter the area without checking for harmful gases. Energy sources might not be isolated, causing accidents. With a PTW system in place, the confined space entry permit ensures all hazards are addressed. Gas monitoring is done, proper ventilation is installed, and only trained personnel with safety equipment are allowed to enter. Permit types and classification techniques. While some permits are common across industries, such as hot work, cold work, confined space entry, and electrical work permits, each company might have additional specific permits tailored to their unique operational hazards. For example, some companies might include permits for chemical handling, asbestos removal, or crane operations. Companies may also use different classification techniques to manage their permits. Follow the system provided by your industry. Who is involved in the PTW system? Permit applicant or issuer is the one who applies for a PTW. Permit holder, he is the one accepts a PTW and supervises the work. Responsible supervisor authorizes, verifies, and assures a PTW. Area authority validates, verifies, and assures a PTW. Authorized gas tester conducts gas testing as part of a PTW. Isolation authority isolates as part of a PTW. Production coordinator authorized approval. Countersigns, verifies, and assures a PTW. Preparing for a permit to work, PTW. Interview could be a defining moment in your career. The key to success lies in a deep understanding of safety protocols, effective communication skills, and the ability to manage high-risk activities. To ensure you are fully prepared for your permit to work (PTW) interview, I recommend you carefully review and practice answering the questions I've prepared for you. What is PTW? PTW system is a formal written system used to control certain types of work that are identified as potentially hazardous. It ensures that all necessary precautions are taken before work begins. Why is a permit to work system important? The answer to this is to ensure the safety of personnel by systematically assessing and mitigating risks associated with hazardous tasks, ensuring that all necessary steps and precautions are taken. Who is responsible for issuing a permit to work? True. Permit applicant, who decides on whether a PTW is necessary and which type. True. Permit applicant. What types of work typically require a permit to work? The answer is high-risk activities such as hot work, welding, cutting, confined space entry, electrical work, work at heights, and work involving hazardous substances. What information should a permit to work include? A PTW should include details such as the scope of work, potential hazards, precautions to be taken, personal protective equipment (PPE) required, emergency procedures, and the signatures of those involved in the task. What are the roles and responsibilities in a permit to work system? The answer is key roles include the permit issuer, permit holder, and workers. The issuer ensures the permit is correctly filled out, the holder ensures safe execution of the work, and workers comply with the permit's requirements. How is compliance with the permit to work system monitored? The answer is compliance is monitored through regular audits, inspections, and reviews of the PTW process to ensure all procedures are followed correctly. What are the consequences of not following a permit to work system? Answer is non-compliance can result in accidents, injuries, legal penalties, and damage to property and the environment. What is the procedure for obtaining a permit to work? The answer to this: the procedure usually involves submitting a request, conducting a risk assessment, obtaining approval from the permit issuer, and ensuring all safety measures are in place before work commences. What are the types of PTW systems? Answer to this is examples include hot work permits, cold work permits, confined space entry permits, and electrical work permits. How are risks identified in a PTW system? Answer is risks are identified through a combination of job safety analysis, JSA, hazard identification, hazard studies, and risk assessments. What are the key elements of a PTW form? Answer is key elements include job description, hazard identification, control measures, PP requirements, duration of the permit, and signatures of the relevant personnel. What are the consequences of not renewing a PTW? Answer is failure to renew a PTW can lead to unauthorized work, increased risk of accidents, and potential legal repercussions. What is the process for revoking a PTW? Answer is a PTW can be revoked if the conditions of the permit are not met, if there is a change in the work environment, or if there is a new hazard identified. What are the emergency procedures associated with a PTW? Answer is emergency procedures typically include steps to evacuate the area, contact emergency numbers, and provide first aid if necessary. How should a PTW be displayed? Answer is a PTW should be prominently displayed at the work site so that all workers and supervisors are aware of the active permit and its requirements. What is a hot work or Class A permit? A hot work or Class A permit is issued for activities that involve open flames, sparks, or high temperatures. These activities pose a significant risk of fire or explosion due to the potential presence of flammable materials or gases. What is a cold work or Class B permit? A cold work or Class B permit is issued for tasks that do not involve heat, sparks, or open flames. Although these activities are considered lower risk compared to hot work, they still require appropriate safety measures to prevent accidents and injuries. How is a PTW closed out? The PTW is closed out by the permit issuer after verifying that the work has been completed safely, all equipment is restored to its normal state, and the work site is safe. What are the common mistakes to avoid in a PTW system? Common mistakes include inadequate risk assessments, incomplete PTW forms, poor communication, and lack of training. How are PTWs tracked and logged? PTWs are tracked using a logbook or digital system to record the details of each permit, its duration and status: active, expired, revoked. What are the steps for conducting a pre-job briefing? Steps include reviewing the PTW, discussing potential hazards, clarifying roles and responsibilities, and ensuring all personnel understand the safety measures. How are changes in the work environment handled in a PTW system? Any changes in the work environment require a review and possible amendment of the PTW to address new hazards and implement additional controls. What is a simultaneous operations (SIMOPS) permit? A SIMOPS permit is used when multiple tasks are carried out simultaneously in close proximity, requiring coordination to manage overlapping hazards. Where is gas testing required? A gas test is required whenever hot work is to be done in an area where hydrocarbons or other flammable gases, vapors may be present. Diesel engine-driven equipment. Entry is to be made into a vessel or other confined space. Work is at a place where toxic gases, vapors may be present. Okay, here are some general questions for you. What is PPE? The answer is personal protective equipments. How often should the water in a wash be replaced? Correct, every 3 months. What is meant by first aid? Yes, immediate treatment at the scene of accident only. Give the 4 ways by which a chemical, harmful substance may enter the body. Answer is inhalation, ingestion, injection, absorption. A PTW shall be canceled when any of the following occur. The work is complete. The PTW has reached the end of its authorization period. The work is to be suspended until a date after the PTW authorization period. For example, when spares will be required to repair an item of equipment. If the work is found to be different from the work description on the PTW, a new PTW must then be obtained for the work. Any other reason the work has not been completed, but a new PTW is required. What is lockout tagout, LOTO? A safety procedure used to ensure that equipment is properly shut off and not started up again until maintenance or repair work is completed. It involves locking and tagging energy-isolating devices. Let's learn about hazardous zones classification. Zone 0, an area where hazardous atmospheres are present continuously or for long periods. Zone 1, an area where hazardous atmospheres are likely to occur during normal operations. Zone 2, an area where hazardous atmospheres are not likely to occur during normal operations, but if they do, it will be for a short duration. What is HEMP? HEMP stands for Hazards and Effects Management Process. It is a structured approach used to identify, assess, and manage risks associated with hazardous activities in the workplace. The goal of HEMP is to proactively identify potential hazards, evaluate their effects, and implement control measures to mitigate risks before they lead to incidents. What is risk control hierarchy? It's a system of prioritizing risk control measures from most to least effective. Elimination, substitution, engineering controls, administrative controls, and personal protective equipment, PP. What is dynamic risk management? The continuous assessment and management of risks in real time, allowing for immediate response and adaptation to changing conditions. What is risk assessment matrix? It's a tool used to assess and prioritize risks by evaluating their likelihood and potential impact. It helps in visualizing and quantifying risks, making it easier to decide on appropriate risk management actions. We reached to the end of today's video. Please share this video with those about to do their PTW interview or comments with your learning question in here so others can benefit from it. Thank you for watching.